It's been a while since I've posted anything on the website, but we are here in mid-December and it's starting to get cold out, and I know a lot of you have probably been eating a lot over the holidays. So I just kind of want to go through each of the items that I use on a daily basis just to kind of get loose. So, on my blog, I talk about where you can actually buy it, what it's good for, and so forth, but to actually see it in action is, a different thing. And I think that this will really kind of help you guys get going and get motivated coming into the new year. So again, I'm just going to kind of go through each of these pieces. I'm not going to do the entire, length of time that it would usually take me to go through my routine. Probably takes me in between 45 minutes and an hour, and I probably do this 3 times a week. So, a usual yoga routine, if people do yoga, they're usually going to do that for an hour. And I kind of mix yoga in with using my foam rollers, using this back bender, it's called the Wonder Wheel, and so forth, and you'll just kind of see how those work. So let's get started. So I guess I'll start just on this side and work my way over. So again, this is called the Wonder Wheel. You can see it right there. Really, really nice for stretching out your back. You can also stretch your chest. It's going to stretch your neck area, and then you can also use it to stretch out your hip flexors, which for me really get tight when I'm sitting down for long periods of time. So I'm going to show you how I use this, and then we'll move on to the other devices and things that I have here. So, alright. Basically, you're just going to sit down. You can just sit right on top of it. And by the way, if you just search on Amazon, you can find this. Just type in B as in boy, yoga, and this is the Wonder Wheel. It's the widest and the largest that you can find on the market. It's got this nice little cushy pad. So anyways, sit on it right here. Kind of just let your pelvis rotate towards your feet. And then you just put your hands back. So this is just a micro back bend right here. Really easy. Don't hold tension in your neck. Just let your neck come back like this. Put your hands back. You can kind of just roll. So this is kind of getting that lower lumbar area just loosened up. This is a great thing to do while you're warm. And that's one other point I want to make is we don't want to do any of this while your body is cold. If you just woke up, this is probably not something you'd want to do. Doing like an up-tempo yoga practice would be a great way to start your day because that just gets the blood flowing. You could work in some core with that, and then this would be something you would do, maybe at the end of the day, after a workout, even before a workout too, if you're going to be running or anything like that. This is a great way just to get loose. But try to get warm first. So if you have to take a shower, if you have to run in place for a little bit before doing this, just make sure your body's warmed up. So again, I'm just going to get into it here. So you can see I'm just kind of arching my back like this. I'm going to put my hands behind my head to support my neck. I feel like I'm good here, so now I'm going to move even further down, getting into my tailbone area, and this is where my head is going to actually hit the mat here. Okay, so the back of my head is now on the mat. I can put my hands straight back like this and really stretch out my ab area. This is a great position. You can sit here for about 10 to 15 seconds, then move back up. If the blood's starting to rush to your head, take a break. You can also just roll back and forth. Nice little massage on your glutes there. So if I want to work on a little bit of flexibility over here, okay, just in this area, I'm going to come, pretty wide, okay? Stance is pretty wide here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand this way, okay? Set it right down on the wheel, and then I'm just going to turn and then open up, okay? So this is basically a modified yoga practice that's using a prop, okay? And you can hold this for about 30 seconds. Breathing too. Make sure you breathe through any of these exercises because you need oxygen. You need it, okay? Same thing on the other side. I'm just gonna put my left hand on top of it. I'm gonna roll it all the way till I get to a position where I feel a stretch here. As soon as I feel that stretch, then I'm gonna open up, and man, this is really nice, because you're also using a little bit of gravity here to help get this stretch. And if you can't look up at the ceiling, don't worry about it. Maybe put your focus this way, but still try to open up if you can. All right, feeling good. All right, so that's it for the Wonder Wheel, okay? The next one, this is a foam roller, okay? This is probably the most versatile piece of equipment that I own. Sorry, I don't know if you may not be able to see me while I'm standing up. So again, this is it's by Trigger Point Therapy. So if you Amazon this or Google Trigger Point Therapy and you look up their foam rollers, this is the one that's got the little lime green interior with just a basic black foam exterior. You can use this on just about everything because it's soft enough that it's not going to put a ton of pressure if you're sore in certain areas. And honestly, if you are sore, you need to be rolling that out. I mean, that's why we use this, is to identify the areas where we actually need to work our bodies. And this is just going to basically create blood flow and help get soreness out of there. A lot of people, they have a sore spot and they want to leave it alone. If you go to do physical therapy, this is something that all of today's physical therapists are using. Of course, my dad is one, so I kind of know that and know just that general environment. But anyways, great tool. So a lot of different things that we can do with this, but I'm just going to go over just a few that I always go through. So first off, I'll just place it under my butt here. Just going to go back and forth, put weight on one side, kind of put my hand over here. Do the same thing on this side. You guys can look up all different types of things on YouTube, but these are just my go-tos, the personal things that I really like to do. I'll put it under my hamstring right here. I'll put my other leg on top of this foot just so that I get more pressure down. So if you do it without the leg over top, that's not going to be quite as much pressure, won't be as much pain, but if I put my other leg on top of it and really drive down over top of that hamstring, I can really get some soreness out, okay? Do that on both sides. Shift it to your calf, okay? So now I'm just going to go back and forth, get the lower calf region around the Achilles, then come to the upper calf region. This is a pointer too, a safety pointer here. Whenever you're doing these foam rollers, never let that foam roller get behind your knee, because you got a lot of tendons and there's a lot of exposed areas right behind your knee that you could really mess up if you let that roller come all the way under your knee. So keep it from your upper calf down to your Achilles, and then if you're going to move it up above your knee to where it's right underneath of your hamstring, right there, okay? So keep that in mind. So I'm just going to do this calf for a second, and again, this is warming up the body. I'm engaging my core a little bit right now, which is definitely a good thing. Just getting that nice and loosened up. I'll just switch sides, get the other side, and I'm getting that core because I'm kind of moving my legs in towards my body. So if you get a really weak core, some of these things might be difficult. So you'll identify areas that you never knew you needed to work on just by using a foam roller. All right, so back and forth, just doing it like this. Okay, so you guys have seen that part. So next is, I'm going to come over to this side and I'm just going to roll the quads. Okay, so the way I do that is I just place it, I'll do the area just above my knee first, and I like to put as much weight on it as I can. So I move my other leg over top of this leg and just roll back and forth. You can do this pretty slow. And if you find a trouble spot, if you're like, oh, that hurts really bad, let it sit there, okay? So this is what they call trigger point therapy, where you put a pressure source and it disperses all the buildup, right? That's building up lactic acid. Maybe you just worked out really hard and that area never really recovered great for that after you do a hard workout, or maybe you just haven't been working out at all. This is great for that too. So I can shift to the side, okay, so I can get the side area right here, and then just shift on top. And this is gonna feel really good. All right, and then maybe I want to move it up. So I move it up, and I'm kind of getting closer to my groin area right now, and that's another area that's always tight. We hold a lot of tension there. So just getting that foam roller all the way up, and just pay attention to. I don't know if you guys can see it. Pay attention to the position of my hands and my arms. I'm bracing myself. I'm not really holding on to a lot of tension. I'm just letting the foam roller do its work. And again, same thing with this. Like I said with the Wonder Wheel, don't hold on to any tension in your legs, because you want to let that muscle relax so that you can iron out all the soreness. Okay. Okay. So there's that. And then obviously I can switch over to the other side. Well, I'll do it on this side so you can see it. Okay. So you can see, so this is the side. I'm basically just turning and letting the foam roller get on the side. Then I can move it to the right on top of the quad. Sometimes I'll put my feet up in the air like this. Sometimes that makes it easier for you, is to kind of have your weight stacked, and that's going to put even more pressure to really get into the sore spots. I actually feel a sore spot right there. So I'm going to let it sit for about 20 seconds. I'm going to let it sit. And you can even do these little micro rocks right here. Just rock back and forth. Just not much movement at all, but just doing that little bit of a rock is going to help get that out. Woo! Yeah. Yep. All right. So many other things you can do with this. I mean, obviously, this is the one that you see almost everyone doing at the gym these days. And that's where they just put it into their lower back region, and they're just rocking back and forth. I like to put my hands above my head just so that I can position my body in different ways. So if I want to get the left side, I put my arms over here to the left side and lean more on that left side. And if I want to move to the right side, just move your arms over this way. This also helps with balance too. I mean, you can put your hands here, but I like having my hands up while I do it. Kind of allows the foam roller to get full access to the surface area of your back. If you have your hands back here, your shoulder blades, they're kind of wrapping around it, and here it really hits it good. So now I've moved it up to my upper back region, killing the traps, killing the trapezius. Oh yes. The other thing I'll do is, while it's sitting here, I'll very gently pull my head up. I don't know if you heard it crack, but that feels really good. So if you've got some tightness up in your neck area, just set the foam roller right about there. You guys can see where it is. And just kind of pull on your head in different areas, and it'll really loosen that up. So again, you can do that. Okay. Another one. A lot of people get tightness right here. Okay. You wouldn't believe how much tension that you hold in that area, right? Kind of wrapped around your armpit area. You can set that foam roller right in there. Put your arms straight out like this and roll back and forth. Get a really nice massage. And again, you guys are buying this equipment. Every time you do this, you're not paying anything for it. So you can either decide to do it at home, or you can pay a massage therapist to do it, or even worse, get to the point where you have to hire a physical therapist to show you how to do it. So this is self-service, so to speak. So sometimes I'll put my hand behind my head right here and really dig into that muscle. That just puts even more weight and pressure down on it. So yeah, you guys can see that right there. That's a really good one. I was even sore because I went to the gym and lifted upper body. I haven't been doing a lot of that. Just been busy with work, but you know, you got a weekend, you got a snowy day. This is sometimes fun to do with the kids. So if you have kids, you know, maybe get a few of these, get them out in the living room, clear out some space, move the coffee table, and have some fun, okay? So I'm trying to think, now there's not too much else that I do with this during my normal warm-up routine, except for this one that I want to show you real quick. So this, I just put it right on top of my shins, just below my kneecaps. Never do it on your kneecap. You just avoid the kneecap area and avoid behind the knee, because again, remember, got all those ligaments and tendons and so forth, veins and stuff back there that you don't want to mess with, okay? So what I do is I'll put, let's say I'm going to start with my left shin. So I put the left shin on the foam roller, right leg comes over top of it, and now I'm just going to roll back and forth like this. I like to do it on the outside part of the shin, because that's where your big muscle is. The inside of the shin, you can't really get to that because it's just really bony, and you don't want to put the foam roller there. So just be cautious when you're starting off with this. Do everything slow, okay? So I'm going to start off with the area right towards the top, near the kneecap, just below it. And again, I've got the weight of my right leg kind of pushing down on top of the left leg to get that pressure. Okay, then I might come down, and this area, you wouldn't believe, but this area right here gets really sore. Just down here on the outside, kind of like right above your ankle to about right here. So I can get that with the foam roller, no problem. I'm just gonna go over it like this. Okay, and then switch sides. I'll get the upper area first. And then I'm going to move down, get the lower, and that's tight on that side. Woo! Again, you know, you might find a really sore spot and just sit there. You're just going to hold it for 15 to 20 seconds. Okay. Iron that out. And again, you know, you guys can kind of see, you know, how I'm doing this. You know, I've stacked my weight. I've stacked my upper body. I've put my other, right now I'm doing the right shin. Okay, I'm doing the right shin. I've stacked my left leg on top of it. And now I've stacked my body weight on top of it as well. And that's how I really get the pressure. Okay. This is great. Okay. Getting a 2 for 1 today, doing my workout and showing you guys at the same time, even though it's a little bit less, okay? All right, so again, you guys have seen it. Trigger Point Performance, tptherapy.com. That's their main website. They've got some great videos on how to use their equipment, but I would just get this off of Amazon, a little bit cheaper, get the super fast shipping. Basically a monopoly. I don't know if you guys realize that, but Amazon is a monopoly, okay? But we all use it, okay? So here is, let me just straighten up my mat here for a second. So this is called the Rumble Roller, okay? You can go to rumbleroller.com and learn more about their products. They make, you know, different levels of this, and this is actually their softest version, because the harder versions I can't even take. It's just too tough on my muscles, and for you guys starting out, I probably wouldn't go for that one. I would go for this. So this is a navy blue color, and it literally will say beginner level or novice level or something like that. But this actually has little knobs on it, okay? So these knobs really dig in even more than the last foam roller. So if I'm very sore, I'm going to use this. And the other thing I really want to mention about this is I'm very cautious about where I use this on my body. This one I only use on big muscle groups. So that meaning my back, okay, my lower back, my upper back. I'm not going to use this on my arm. I very rarely will use it underneath here. I'm not going to use it on my shins. The shin area is just too small and you're just too bony right there. I will use it on the quad area, okay, because that's a big muscle group. There's a lot of surface area, not too many, you know, tendons or things that you could really mess up with this. And I will use it on my quads, and sometimes I'll just roll, you know, just roll on my butt, just like this. And this is just going to give you even more pressure because of these little pieces. So I don't really need to go through this one that much. I'll show you maybe two different exercises that I use this for, but like I said, that foam roller, if you're going to put the investment in, start with that one, and then if certain areas of your body aren't getting better and that one just seems like it's not enough pressure, then the next level would be the rumble roller, okay? So I put this right here. I'm just going to rock back and forth. Pretty much the same thing I was doing before. And by the way, if you don't, this is just a comfort tip. With your shirt, if your shirt is untucked, that's fine. I just like my shirt tucked in because it prevents it from sliding up as I'm rolling and doing things like that. But you can always just hold your shirt down while you do this. And this is actually just a good way of stabilizing your core and your body while you do this. So I'm just holding my shirt down while I do it. And then get to the upper back portion. I can put my hands straight back like this so I can really get that upper neck trap region. And also, I don't know if you guys can see it, I don't ever let this thing get up this far. Like the bottom part of my neck, like right here, that's the line that I draw for using any foam rollers right there. Everything's got to be there and below, okay? So even as you see me doing this up here and I'm rocking back and forth, okay, I'm not letting it get above that line because that's a danger zone. So you got to be cautious. But I've been doing this I've been foam rolling for probably 10 years now, and I haven't got hurt from it, but that's because I know how to use it. I was taught how to use it, and I've experimented so many times. So anyways, you're just getting that. That feels really good. Okay. For you people that are working sit-down jobs, okay, I want to go back to this foam roller for a second because I've been doing a lot of typing lately, a lot of online holiday shopping, you know, for family and friends and so forth, and all the scrolling and everything with my right hand being on the mouse, typing like this. These are just all bad positions for your wrist. I've been getting a lot of soreness, so what I did is I put the foam roller down one day. I was just experimenting, and I tucked it, okay? So here's my wrist, then I tucked it underneath of my side, okay, like my oblique region right here, and I just rolled on it, okay? Can you guys see that? I've just got it right there on my forearm area, and so I'm just rocking back and forth on this. And again, you know, I'm basically targeting this area right here because this area is what wraps around and causes soreness in this region of your hand. So your hand can get sore, and then these little areas around your wrist can get sore, and it's because of what's up here. So this has got to get foam rolled to alleviate some of that tension. Okay, so I'm just back and forth. Okay, just doing that. Okay, so we've got both of those done. We're moving on to, this is a lacrosse ball, okay? It's actually a health modified lacrosse ball by this particular one. I got AZ Health. A is in apple, Z is in zebra, Health. And I got a 3-pack for like $5. These things are super cheap. The front just has like a little bit of a core, So anyways, it's a lacrosse ball, and I'm just going to use this on my back. I'm not really going to roll much on it. This is more for what they call myofascial release. Okay, and that's where you're basically putting some hard item on a muscle and letting it sit, and in that area it helps. I don't really know how else to describe it. I'm not going to go into the science behind it because I think that'll bore you guys. So just on how to use it, right? So first off, if you have like a bench, like a solid bench that you can put significant weight on, this is this particular cushion is not going to serve that purpose because it's cushiony. You need like a complete hard surface. So if you have like an ottoman or a storage bench or something like that that you could sit on, then put this ball like right underneath of your thigh, and you're just going to put pressure down on it. So you might just kind of come over it like this, and this obviously isn't doing anything because this is a cushioned chair, but something that's got a hard surface, that would work really nice. But really, I only use this thing for two different things. First off, and I don't know, you guys can probably see me here, I'm going to sit on the couch because this is where I like to do this. So I'll use my yoga mat, and I'll put this ball right on top of it so you can see it, okay, right here. And I just roll it back and forth, okay? I just roll it back and forth. Very cautious about the amount of pressure that I'm putting down on my feet because the bottoms of your feet are very sensitive and you can end up messing up things if you're bearing in too hard. Okay, so we've got the lacrosse ball here. Basically just putting it underneath of my foot. Guys have plantar fasciitis. Even if you don't have plantar fasciitis and you just want to roll this around, you can roll it in circles like this, right underneath the middle part of your foot. You can roll it up around where your toes are, okay? But this is light pressure. I mean, you're just barely putting any pressure down on this thing because it is so hard. I mean, this is basically like a baseball size underneath of your foot, but it's smooth, and the lacrosse ball has just a little bit of give to it, just a small amount of give to it. So yeah, I'm just kind of rolling it, switch to the other foot. Just going back and forth like this. Yeah, this is crucial if you have plantar fasciitis because that area really needs to get massaged out. I don't ever really get it right onto my heel because your heel, you don't have really much fat right on top of your heel, so I never let it get that far. This is mostly just for the middle part of your foot and then the front part of your foot around your toes. Okay, so that's what I do for that. Now my feet are feeling pretty good. So here, I'm just going to put this ball right underneath, and you can target any spot. So I'm only going to use this if I'm really, really sore in a particular area. Otherwise, you could cut this out. I don't think this is an essential. So anyways, I do have a sore spot right underneath, so I just put it underneath my shoulder. And I'm just going to lay down on it right now, and you want to bring your feet up. If your feet are flat, right, if your legs are flat on the ground, it's a little bit tougher to get the amount of pressure that you need, but if you kind of like press your feet down into the ground and almost feel like you're pushing your feet and trying to move your body that way, that can get you some more pressure. And nice deep breaths. You have to breathe deep while you're doing this. So okay. So I just let it sit. Usually what I'll do is for every little area, I'll sit here for about 3 minutes. So once I finish that area, I might move it up a little bit. I might move this down into my mid-back region and just lay on it. Okay, so you've got that, and then the last little part that I'm going to show with this lacrosse ball is that hip flexor area. So right where let's say that you had pockets, right? These pants don't have pockets, but your pocket's usually about right here, okay? So if you put it right at where the top of that pocket would start, right on your side, right on the side of your hip, not where your bone is, okay? Because your hip bone is right here, but just above that, there's a muscle group, okay, that's right there. And you can just put that thing, and you're basically just sideways right now, okay? So I'm facing you, and you can just take a nap. You can just put your hands down here and just sit on that thing. No tension in your body. Still taking deep breaths. I'm just going to sit down on this ball. That feels really good. Really good. Okay, so you guys saw that. I'm going to have some other videos coming up that are going to be more towards what I do when I'm just doing yoga. So I didn't really show any yoga poses here. On my website, I do have links to videos that I consistently run through. I don't go to a yoga class. I've actually never been to a yoga class before. I just taught myself, pulled up YouTube, Yoga with Adriene. That's by far the best one that I've found that's free, that has good content. It's easy to understand. She goes slow. She's not like going through poses that no one can do. So highly recommend Yoga with Adriene to get started with yoga. So you guys pretty much saw everything. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. There's a way on my website that you can send a message. If you just go to the home screen, I can't remember exactly how to get there, but you guys are smart. You'll figure it out. And that will send me an email just with whatever the question was. Or I'm sure you're probably friends with me on Facebook. You can just send me a message, and I can help you out with whatever you're going through. And you know, obviously, I'm just trying to help people out. I'm not trying to make this a business or make a profit out of it. So I really do want to help you guys get off to a strong 2018. So I will see you guys later, and keep a lookout for some more videos.